On radar, we have seen some damage reports starting to come in as well, including around the town of Potosi, where the Lion's Den has reported roof damage there. Also, some strong winds have come out of the town of Potosi as well. You're taking a closer look right now, as you can see where we're looking at the rotation. Right here, right to the east of Mineral Point, we are likely seeing some of that. Let's bring in Dr. Ray Forbes for some more analysis, detailed analysis on what the storm's doing and how it's moving.
And Jen, it does look like the storm is trying to go high precipitation on us, maybe kicking out a gust front just a little bit. But that said, there's probably several rotation centers in there right now. I think the gust front has come out about this far as the rain-cooled air is wrapped around the hook. The inflow, the warm inflow is coming in here. These lavender symbols, those are multiple reports of funnel clouds. And as Jen has reported, there has been some wind damage in Potosi. If I show you the storm relative velocities, there are several places in here. One right in here, the red and greens touch. There's another here, another down in here. So those are circulations. Probably the northern of the three is the one that is most likely to have the tornado. If I ask the radar to quantify that rotation, that one has a second level rotation intensity on that. So going back to the normal way we look at that, that's the classic location for a tornado, just to the north edge of the hook, where you have that rain-cooled air wrapping east, colliding with and just adjacent to the warm air coming in. So at this point, the tornado's just off now to the east of Potosi, going to be heading just to the north, within a mile of the location of the center of Bonne Terre, and continuing off toward the east. Jen, has accelerated now to about 45 miles per hour. So if you're in the path of this tornado, you need to be seeking shelter, lowest innermost portion of a sturdy building. If you have a helmet, put that on, try to protect your head.
That is fantastic advice, Dr. Forbes. Here, a lot of folks here get injured by debris, right? And so that's why you put the helmet on your head. Now, we want to show you the large area that we're watching for thunderstorms. We're watching this not just today and this evening, but through the overnight hours. And it includes the same area that we're tracking right now, but all the way down into Texas, Oklahoma, into Kansas, the full state of Missouri, and also parts of southern Illinois or southern Iowa. So this broad area of thunderstorms, there's going to be damaging winds and hail, but the tornado threat in north central Texas is a 4 on the Torcon. It's a 5 in Oklahoma. It's a 6 in southern and especially southwestern Missouri. If you look at the Torcon, this number, and multiply it by 10, that gives you your risk of a tornado within a 50-mile radius. So right here, it's a 6 in southwestern Missouri and also southeastern Kansas, a 6 out of 10, which is a 60% chance of a tornado developing. We've been tracking it all day already, and we're going to keep on with the latest radar updates right here on the Weather Channel. Up next, we're going to look at some timings for storms developing.
Thanks for this Oreo caramel shake, Kara.
Caramel for Kara. That makes sense.
And Janine for peanut butter.
I don't get it. Why?
Because she reminds me of my ex-girlfriend, Janine, who was nuts.
25 real ice cream shakes, all half price after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
You guys, I think she's here. She's here.
Is that her?
No, Valerie said she's driving a Buick.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
I'm outside. Where are you?
I'm right here. I'm in the Buick.
I don't see a Buick.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him.
Wow. This is
Nice.
Now get sign and drive leases across the entire 2015 Buick lineup. Like this Buick Encore for around $199 per month on vehicles in stock the longest.
Downpours of rain, lightning, and thunder.
If you're hearing my voice, if you have a shelter, get in it right now.
Throughout the day, we're going to see another band of strong storms coming through.
Whoa, that'll blow you down the beach.
Take shelter now.
Just incredible.
The storms continue to race east right now.
We are watching those storms. If a tornado watch or warning were to come out, we'll let you know immediately.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 73. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 85. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Thursday night, partly cloudy skies, low 74. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I typed my name, and Ancestry opened the door to the world's largest online collection of family history records. Discover your story today at Ancestry.com.
I've got plans, and this is my baby right now. So it's just not the right time to get pregnant. That's why I chose Skyla. Skyla is the small, flexible IUD that prevents pregnancy for up to 3 years. So for me, there are no daily pills or monthly refills. I got my Skyla placed in just a few minutes at my OBGYN's office. And if I want to try to get pregnant, I can get it removed whenever I want.
If you have a pelvic infection, get infections easily, or have certain cancers, don't use Skyla. Less than 1% of users get a serious infection called PID. If you have persistent pelvic or stomach pain, or if Skyla comes out, tell your doctor. Skyla may attach or go through the uterus and cause other problems. Pregnancy while using Skyla is uncommon, but can be life-threatening and may result in loss of pregnancy or fertility. Ovarian cysts may occur, but usually disappear. Bleeding and spotting may increase in the first 3 to 6 months and remain irregular. Periods over time usually become shorter, lighter, or may stop. Skyla does not protect against HIV or STDs.
Talk to your OBGYN about making the move to Skyla.
Check with your insurance to find out if you can get Skyla at no cost.
Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. The seal you can trust, with stain and sealer in one, and easy to choose colors. Exceptional beauty and protection have never been easier. Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. Available at the Home Depot.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
Quiet! Mom has a headache!
Had a headache, but now I don't.
With 2 pain fighters plus a booster, Excedrin ends headaches fast. In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes.
Oh, my headache's gone. Not gonna happen.
Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
When it comes to Medicare, everyone talks about what happens when you turn 65. But really, it's what you do before that counts. See, Medicare doesn't cover everything, only about 80% of Part B medical costs. The rest is on you.
Consider an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare Supplement Insurance plans, it could really save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. So call now and request this free decision guide. Discover how an AARP Medicare Supplement plan could go long for you.
You want to choose your doctors. Avoid networks. What about referrals?
All plans like these let you visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients, with no networks and virtually no referrals needed. So call now, request your free guide, and explore the range of AARP Medicare supplement plans.
65 may get all the attention, but now is a good time to start thinking about how you want things to be.
Go long.
We have been shattering records. Look at this sample.
I'm getting soaked.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't.
We've been following 2 storms producing tornadoes. One of the newest warnings is here in Indiana. Davies and Martin counties. Tornado warning continues until 5:15. The storm really wrapping up again. There was a time where this tornado warning was done, now reissued here in Indiana.
And we do want you to know that this is well south of the Indianapolis area, but Indianapolis, we're still watching you for the threat of severe weather. As we progress deeper into the evening hours, we're honing out a little bit so you can see exactly where it is. There you can see over the south central part of the state.
You know, these storms from Indianapolis to Evansville, as well as outside St. Louis in just a bit. Jen Carfagno and Dr. Greg Forbes will weigh in with these severe storms. We do want to transition now to Kansas. Some big storms rolling through Kansas with very gusty winds.
Yeah, and someone who has been out following these storms is storm chaser Tyler Constanini, and he's near the Fredonia, Kansas area. Tyler, tell us more.
Yeah, we're here on US 400 near Savory, Kansas right now, and We have been here for a while this afternoon as the first round of storms pushed through and kind of waiting for the second round, the more tornadic round, to fire later on this afternoon down in Oklahoma.
We were seeing reports of 60 to 70 mile per hour winds with that first round of storms going through. Did you experience anything like that?
No, at that time when those were reported, we were north of the storm, so we didn't see that where we were.
So you're going to stay put as we progress deeper into the evening hours with the threat of possibly more severe weather so that you can catch some of those storms for us?
Yeah, we're going to stay in this area, maybe drop a little bit more further south towards the Kansas-Oklahoma border, but basically in this general vicinity until the bigger round of storms fires later this afternoon and evening.
All right, Tyler, thanks so much for the update. Stay safe out there as you are on the roads. Of course, big storms happening right now, several tornado warnings in place.
All right, so let's go back to the lab and get more details on the tornado warnings. There are two of them now, one in southern Indiana and the other just south of St. Louis, Jen.
And that one south of St. Louis is the one that we've had more visible confirmations on when it comes to damage. We've seen reports coming in from the town of Potosi, and the Lion's Den there has had the roof blown off. There have been some reports of very strong winds as well. So we're taking a closer view on the radar where this tornado warning remains in effect until 4:15 local time. Bonne-Terre, Park Hills, St. Francois. These are all places under the tornado warning. Now, one thing you'll notice as we track the reflectivity on the radar, it doesn't have that classic hook anymore, but it certainly has the indication that, you know, we're getting that inflow into the storm. When it comes to the velocity or any rotation within the storm, you can certainly see some areas that we're tracking right along this region, Bonne-Terre, St. Francois. These are two towns I want to make sure that you know you need to get to your safe room, to your shelter, to your basement if you have it. If you don't have a basement, an interior room like an interior bathroom or a closet would be the next best place. So we track this storm east, French Village, also towards Copper Mine. 427, the storm cell tracks over towards Copper Mine. Bonne-Terre, it's on your doorstep. French Village, here we're several minutes away. Get to your safe place. The other threat with this supercell has been the hail, and there is certainly quite the history of hail with this storm already. We've had reports of baseball-sized hail earlier with this storm. Radar estimating more than 3.5-inch size hail. I mean, that's almost grapefruit-sized hail. So we're talking about hail that is going to create significant damage to your home or to your vehicle if it is out and caught in this here. So again, seek shelter and into your safe place. Now, the other tornado warning right now is in Indiana. This is different than the previous Indiana tornado warning that we had been tracking. This one is in Daviess and Martin counties. This one also goes until 5:15 local time, Lost River, Reeve, and Rutherford, right under this warning. Now, it is a Doppler radar indicated tornado. I want to point out that these counties are also under a flash flood warning. So there's going to be a lot of heavy rain. You won't see this tornado coming if there is one. You need to seek shelter immediately. Our coverage continues here in just 60 seconds. Dr. Rick Ford.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 73. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 85. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Thursday night, partly cloudy skies, low 74. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
active afternoon continues to ramp on up. Severe weather, including tornadoes, right now.
Yeah, we're watching right in the middle of the country, anywhere from Texas and Oklahoma through Missouri, even over parts of Illinois and Indiana. I'm Vivian Brown.
And I'm Mark Elliott. Severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes is in place watching these storms. The Torcon values as high as 6, the highest we've seen all year.
And that means a 60% chance of tornadoes. So let's go to the weather lab. Our own Jen Carfagno is tracking some of these storms. Well, actually, let's go to our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, with the latest.
Jen has done a wonderful job. I'm going to take over now for a while here this afternoon. We have 2 tornado warnings that are ongoing, one in Missouri, one in Indiana. Here's the big picture. We have thunderstorms here and there. It's not a big solid line, but there's the one supercell well to the south of St. Louis, the other in Indiana here well to the north and east of Evansville. We'll take a look at these individually. This one has had possibly a spotters reported a tornado around the Potosi area, and now that storm is warned just a little bit farther now to the south and east. It's a supercell. It keeps turning to the right, indicating that the whole thunderstorm is getting better rotation. So now St. Francis, St. Genevieve counties with that tornado warning. It is a supercell. It has produced a large hail, baseball size or larger at times, and the tornado will like to be on this little appendage right down about here. So we'll zoom in and track that appendage area. St. Francis probably just slightly to the south of French Village, but heading toward Copper Mine and the Chester areas. Chester would be in Illinois about 504 if this holds together, and maybe it'll turn even a little more to the south toward the Perryville area. Here's the high definition radar of this one. I mentioned that it has large hail, so the hail would be up here in these red and especially the purple colors. The inflow, though, pretty broad now coming in here. There has been some rain-cooled air wrapped around it, at times has choked off when it was back near the Potosi area with the funnel clouds and tornado and wind damage, but it has reopened an appendage here. So if we take a look, see how intense the rotation is at this point. They're probably the strongest rotation here, but there is some rotation all along there. So it is one where we don't have a tremendously strong or tremendously identifiable rotation signature at this point. But that Bonneterre area to Park Hills and then heading toward Rocky Ridge and Weingarten, that's the most likely area of the possible tornado. Then we have over into the area that had previously a tornado warning south of Indianapolis around Nashville. That one has gone severe. It's heading toward Columbus, Indiana. But farther down to the south, look at that, how it wraps around into a hook echo. So a brand new strong supercell thunderstorm, Davies, Martin counties in Indiana with the possibility of a tornado. And that one heading toward the Reeve area right around now, Lost River in Paoli, Indiana. Paoli about 550 there as this heads east at about 45 miles per hour. Here's the high definition radar of this one. It has gone, let me back it up a couple of steps here. Look how quickly it has evolved from 10 minutes ago, having this well-defined hook echo with the inflow coming in. This may be one that would be a rain-wrapped tornado. If you can see it coming, I'll step it back forward there. And you'll see now that it has got itself, still, if you knew where the hook was, you could still see it, but it has a rear flank downdraft, a gust front coming out of that, and I'll ask it to show us the velocities on this. And the strongest rotation here, the red's going eastbound, the green's going westbound, just to the south of Alfredsville, and heading off toward the French Lick, Indiana area. So let me ask the radar what the intensity is. Quantify that. It's up into the second level, the blues, and then into the green near the Alfredsville area. So certainly possibility of a tornado there. And the debris signatures, not seeing it yet, not seeing a blue circle there. So at this point, tornado seems to be radar indicated, but maybe tornado threat has maybe gone down just a little bit over the last couple minutes as that rain air seems to have wrapped around that. Here's the big picture weather factor-wise. Tremendous amounts of warm, moist air coming all the way up into the central parts of the U.S., all the way westbound to this dry line that shows up here as the scallop line. A little wave of low pressure running along a warm front. Along that warm front earlier today, thunderstorms formed in Indiana. They've propagated down into southern parts of West Virginia and have had large hail. They're getting a little spottier now in terms of the hail and damaging winds, but they're in the West Virginia about ready to head into southwestern Virginia with some severe thunderstorm warnings. The big picture for the rest of the evening, though, is likely to be this one. You can see the jet stream blasting in. You can see a little bit of a surge of upper air cold pocket. The main cold pocket is still to the west, but the area where the upper air forcing Lansing is where a brand new tornado watch has been issued. Not extreme amounts of thunderstorm activity in this yet, but you see one storm there in the Texas-Oklahoma border, back along that dry line. The other cluster of storms is out in the midst of that real deepest moisture, well to the south of Kansas City, north and east of Chanute. A number of counties with warnings there, including Bourbon County. Big picture of things, here and there, everywhere along this red shaded area, it's already gone across and mostly moving out now the eastern edge, but back across the warm front there into Missouri and then down along and ahead of the dry line into Oklahoma with that severe threat. This is through about 10 o'clock tonight. It will continue in many of these areas overnight. I've given a 6 for central and southern Missouri. Up for the next few hours, a 5 in southeast Kansas and north central Oklahoma, and then 4s down into southwest Oklahoma. But as we head into the nighttime hours, I'm thinking that the tornado threat is going to go up a little bit into the southeast Kansas area, and we'll lose some of that threat there farther east in the Ohio Valley. Similar pattern of threat areas overnight, including more of Iowa than during the evening hours here. But Turcon's a 4 there, north central parts of Texas. But now we're getting up to 5 for Oklahoma, and we're going to be getting a 6 now that includes parts of southeast Kansas and continuing to have central and southwest Missouri. So the 6 value is certainly the highest I've given this year. 60% of a tornado within 50 miles. Let's go back now to Viv and Mark in the studio.
Okay, thanks very much, Dr. Forbes. It's a very busy afternoon for sure, as these storms are really starting to ramp up as we speak with the threat of tornadoes. We've had large hailstone reports, including baseball-sized hailstones.
Yeah, in the town of Sullivan. Check that out. That's in Missouri. Sent in from Hannah Finley. Lots of people right along I-44 got stuck with these storms, and they were just pelting the cars along the highway.
Yes, thank you so much, Helen, for sending us the proof of these pictures. Now, look at this one out of Morgan County, Kentucky. We've had reports now, but we officially see that the hailstones were very large in this area as well.
Yeah, that one from Twitter, Amy Key 77, showing us the scope of that hail. And then how about this? Hail covering the roads in West Virginia. Storms that started in Iowa last night moved across Ohio into West Virginia, still packing a punch.
I mean, raining hailstones there. Very, very dangerous in the area. And look at these clouds. These are live pictures now out of Enid, Oklahoma, as we continue to look to the skies for severe weather for the rest of the afternoon.
New tornado watch, Illinois, Indiana, and Missouri.
Whatever their stickers say, they'll all lose suction because their filters clog. But with our sonic tips oscillating at 5,000 hertz, only new Dyson Kinetic Science won't lose suction.
Why do we do it? Why do we spend every waking moment thinking about people? Why are we so committed to keeping you connected? Why combine performance with a conscience? Why innovate for a future without accidents? Why do any of it? Why do all of it? Because if it matters to you, it's everything to us. The XC60 crossover from Volvo. Lease the well-equipped Volvo XC60 today. Visit your local Volvo showroom for details.
Oh, man. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Harry.
You gotta do it like this. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, George. Hey, Jim.
State Farm agents are there whenever you need them.
It took James Dyson 5,000 prototypes to invent the bagless vacuum. And another 10,000 to invent the only vacuum that doesn't lose suction. Thanks to patented sonic tips. Everything else is history. Search Kinetic now.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? We just gave them their own TV show.
Come on, Wind. I think I just made Mother Nature my bitch.
One man's trash
This is perfect.
is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier. Brainstormers, Sundays at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 73. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 85. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Thursday night, partly cloudy skies. Low 74. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Been shattering records. Look at this, Sam.
I'm getting soaked.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't.
What are you doing?
Athlete's foot. Athlete's foot can be embarrassing. Lotrimin Ultra relieves the itching, burning, and cracking to cure athlete's foot and embarrassment too.
Ooh.
Get Ultra. Lotrimin Ultra.
Remember when you said men are superior drivers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then how'd I get this?
Allstate Safe Driving Bonus Check.
Who's that?
So weird, right? My agent Tom said.
Only Allstate sends you a bonus check for every 6 months you're accident-free.
But I'm a woman. Maybe it's a misprint. Does it look like a misprint?
Okay, let's try. Silence. Ask an Allstate agent about the Safe Driving Bonus Check. Are you in good hands?
What's he doing? You think I have time to run into?
Golfsmith. Anything for golf.
How do I get hotel deals nobody else gets? I know a guy.
Price Line Negotiator.
I know a guy in New York, Vegas, Dallas. My competitors may know a guy, but I know over 60,000 guys.
Priceline.com.
On your screen right now, we have two separate images, both from storm chasers working their way through Oklahoma, Enid, Oklahoma. On the left, Fredonia, Kansas. On the right, both watching for the potential for big storms as the day goes on.
And we are watching these areas as well. In fact, our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, has a tornado index value of 6. That means a 60% chance of tornadoes in Missouri. But look at this tornado watch that stretches from south central Kansas down through west central Oklahoma, even a little smither there of the panhandle of Texas.
Yeah, and our newest tornado watch, replacing some areas that were in a severe thunderstorm watch. But until 10, the south side of St. Louis to Evansville to Louisville, tornado watch until 10 o'clock this evening.
All right, we're watching both of these areas again with the potential for tornadoes. Let's bring in Police Chief Roger LaChange with the Potosi Police Department. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, we had reports of damage in your community in the wake of the tornado. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, it's a fire chief, not police, though.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had some damage, lines down, strong winds, heavy rain. We've been trying to take the most emergencies calls first. We've got a lot of power lines down, alarms sounding, and stuff like that. We've just been, like I said, taking what we could on the emergency lines first.
So with reports of those trees and power lines down, are you guys going around trying to close down roads to keep people safe in the area?
We're trying, but we're limited manpower. We've had too many, so like I said, we're taking what we feel that's most emergency before, if it's out on the rural area, we've been taking the in-town, where there's more pedestrians and stuff that can get hurt.
Do you have any reports of injuries?
No, not at this time. We've we've got some roofs blown off and stuff like that. We've got some trucks out now checking the area for damage and stuff.
We heard some reports of a roof off at a building or a restaurant in the area. Can you give us any more details about that?
It's just a store that's been closed. There's nobody in the building at this time. It's not rented or under lease. It's empty. The front of the building did come off of it.
That's good news that nobody was inside at the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with regards to next steps, what are your plans now that these storms have come through, but there is that potential for more as the day goes on?
Well, the rain's starting to slack up, so now we're going to try to get out a little bit more, get into the areas and check the damage, make sure everybody's safe, and then get everybody safer from this one and wait on the next one, I guess.
All right.
All right, Fire Chief LaChance, thanks so much for spending the time with us. I know it's a busy afternoon, and thanks so much for your hard work keeping everybody safe out there.
And let's follow more of the severe weather threat because it's a pretty large area that we're watching for you right on through the evening hours. Let's go back to the weather lab now and our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. Dr. Forbes.
Thanks, Vivian. We do still have 2 storms with tornado warnings, one extreme southeast Missouri, the other southern parts of Indiana. There's the Indiana storm well to the north and east of Evansville. Here's the southeast Missouri storm well to the south of the St. Louis area. We'll start with that one. That one has had, in fact, the damage that we just heard about in Potosi. Now it's moved over to around the St. Francis area, St. Francis County, St. Genevieve counties with tornado warnings. You can see that this is a hook echo. Tornado is right near that hook, heading down the east-southeast toward Perryville as it moves east-southeast at about 45 miles per hour. Here's the a little bit higher zoom in, and you can see that hook there. So the tornado likes to sit right inside of that, and that would take it toward just south of Hazel Run right now, heading toward Copper Mine, and then ultimately over toward the Kincaid area. Then we take a look here at the high-definition radar. There's been a area when this part of the hook was coming across there. So there's the inflow, there's the hook, the rear flank downdraft. So still some pretty strong rotation on this at times with a couple of possible tornado circulations. And then over into parts of Indiana. We also have, well, now just a severe thunderstorm warning to Boise County.
Let me talk to you about retirement.
The 401k is the most sound way to go. Let's talk asset allocation.
Sure.
You seem not.
Me as your financial advisor.
I would.
I would indeed.
Well, let's be clear here. I'm actually a DJ.
No way.
I have no financial experience at all.
That really is you.
If they're not a CFP pro, you just don't know. Find a certified financial planner professional who's thoroughly vetted at letsmakeaplan.org. CFP, work with the highest standard.
At Clorox 2, we've turned removing stains into a science.
Now pre-treat with Clorox 2.
Watch stains disappear right before your eyes. Remove 4 times more stains than detergent alone.
My budget was always second-guessing me when I'd buy stuff for the family. Fingerhut. 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 At Fingerhut.com, we can shop with low monthly payments and over 200,000 items and growing from brands like Samsung, Lego, and KitchenAid. Just click on over to Fingerhut.com to get the credit you deserve and great stuff for your family. Oh, not Fingerhut. I got that at a garage sale for $1.
I am never getting married.
We're never having kids.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Which car company is the first and only to offer built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi in cars, trucks, and crossovers? Ranking from top to bottom.
I'm going to say Mercedes is the innovator.
BMW just because they're pricey.
The final answer?